Hi, I'm Katie, and I'm going to tell you a story. People have been telling stories for thousands of years. They've been telling stories to inform, to educate, and to entertain. But the fact that I'm sitting here and I'm able to tell you a story whilst you are sitting far away looking at your telephone or computer screen is all thanks to the wonders of technology. Now, throughout our journey together, I'll be telling you stories of people's achievements, the arts, culture, and traditions. I'll also be telling the difficult stories, explaining the harsh realities that we face on a daily basis. In telling these stories, I'd like you to join in the discussion by asking your question or making your comment, but in a respectable manner. Now, this platform is called the Sunday Service. The Oxford Dictionary defines a service as the action of helping or doing work for someone. So please join me every second Sunday so that I can be of your service. Now, tonight we are streaming on Facebook Live as well as on the YouTube channel. So if you're watching from the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. Now, if you help someone, it should be an act of kindness. Since lockdown started, a lot of people needed assistance. Individuals, companies, and organizations came together to help those in desperate need. It is unfortunate that most people did good to boost their egos or to let them look good in the eyes of the public. Individuals, companies, and organizations handed out food parcels, all in view of the camera. Now, you would ask me the question, but what is wrong with taking pictures whilst doing good? Now, I think we'll explore that a bit later. No girl should be missing school because of their period. In a country where half the population is living under the poverty line of only 992 Rand per month, it is estimated that 3.7 million girls are unable to afford sanitary pads. Meanwhile, research conducted by the University of Stellenbosch found that 30% of learners in South Africa are missing school because of their period. Now, tonight I'll be chatting to Amy Amigo, the founder of the Sparkle Foundation. And so, now whilst Amy is just sorting out her technicalities, um, Amy is the founder of the Sparkle Foundation. Now, the Sparkle Foundation is a very interesting NGO because it deals with ladies, young girls in schools that are in need of sanitary pads. As I said in my introduction, our country, the people in our country live under the poverty line, and I mean it's estimated that 3.7 girls are unable to afford sanitary pads, and I think it's a harsh reality that we face today. Now, let's just go back to Amy. Let's see if she can hear me now. Amy, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Kenneth? Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you now. Yeah,
Thank you very much. I can hear you also. Good evening.
perfect.
Sorry for the technicality. I'm not sure what happened there. But please let me know if you can hear me.
Thank you, Amy, for joining me. As I said, I know you're a busy bee because you're managing family, you're managing business and an organization. Now that's impressive. I must
Most
say, I take
definitely.
my hat off to you. I can almost call you Mrs. Balls, the strong, the Iron Lady.
So thank you, Katie. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone that's watching. Kenneth, thank you for inviting me on the Sunday service. It's really such an honor. It's really an honor. You know, I take back to when we started. We know each other from our school days, and that's
Yeah.
why I say it's an honor to be invited on such a platform for you to interview me. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think especially with someone like you that's really doing good for our community and providing a service.
Yes,
That must be something that we should talk about. We should explore it, and we should see where we could assist through
yes,
our people that are watching in this.
most
And I'd like
definitely.
and I'd like to delve into the topic of tonight. Now, can you please tell us more about Sparkle? I want to know what is Sparkle, the Sparkle Foundation, and could also go into how did this initiative start?
Oh, great, Kenneth. What a lengthy discussion, but I think, due to time constraints, I will just really minimize it, but I'll try to fit in everything. So the Sparkle Foundation, such a precious, it's like a precious baby for me. Because the Sparkle Foundation, it's a youth development and leadership program that's dedicated to transforming the world. And I love this one girl at a time.
Yeah.
Um, it's really one girl at a time. We don't focus on many girls, but one girl at a time. It's a Christian based organization, and this organization is definitely built on the belief that each child was created by God, full of
Mhm.
value, full of potential, and for a specific purpose. I believe that my divine calling and passion is to advance and to empower our young girls in our community and our surrounding areas. And I believe also that I've been called for the transformation of our young girls.
Wow, Amy, that's powerful. That's really
Yes.
powerful. So, Amy, what's the motivation, or why did you start this project? What's the main reason behind starting this project?
Sure. So, Kenneth, I like many young girls. I was insecure when I was a young girl. I was unimpressionable as a young girl, unclear of my true worth and my value. Um, so all of this resulted into many poor choices along the path of life. However, it was tough. I, like any other child, also grew up in extreme unprivileged circumstances. In the year of 2015, I realized that our girls in our community specifically needs assistance. And I'm saying this one day, while so I was off at work at the time when I was still working. I walked from our house to the shop, and I saw a young girl that in uniform, school uniform.
Mhm.
And the person that I am, I stopped and I asked her, so why are you not at school? Jy
Yeah.
weet ons as so groot gemaak.
Yes,
Why
exactly.
are you
Yeah.
not at school? And she said no, she had to leave school because she got a monthly menstruation. So I'm asking her, so you came home maybe just to come and change? Remember, I'm also young. I was also a young girl at the time, so I know
Yes,
the
yes, of course.
story. Why are you also, are you coming home to change and then you're going back? And she said, no, I won't be able to go back because I have to wait for my parents to come home to
Mm.
buy sanitary pads because I don't have sanitary pads at home. Then we had a brief discussion with regards to how often this happens to her. Like, because our community is very small, we know one another. And because I
Yeah.
knew this girl, I went into a brief discussion with her and I asked her, so how often does this happen to her? She said almost every month because your monthly menstruation, you get it every month. And she explained to me that it sometimes is extended to where she it takes off school, like when it's a time of menstruation, she's at school at home for the whole week, for the whole time that she's on a period. And it is there when I realized that what, we are sitting with a big need in our community,
Hmm.
and I went home and it disturbed me because at
Wow.
that
Yeah.
time I was a working woman already.
Yeah. Yeah.
It disturbed me. So I went home and I realized at that point that our young girls need help. I
Mm.
started, out of my own initiative, I started raising money to buy sanitary pads. I asked
Wow.
family and friends to support me with this initiative. At some point in time, I even posted it on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah.
That if there's anyone in the community that would like to help or to, sponsor the initiative, they're more than
Yeah.
welcome to. And I was surprised because most of the younger women, older women, participated in this initiative, where I got quite a lot of pads, sanitary pads. And then at that time, I was working at Old Mutual Insure.
Hmm.
It was around about July, with the CSI for Mandela Day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because I started this initiative, I just put it out there. I speak. I'm not the type of person that keeps quiet.
Yes, of course, as
Then
I
I
know you.
said, yeah. Then I said, guys, you know what? I started the initiative back at home. Can you guys, out of the money that you're using to make food for the people for CSI, can you please also sponsor sanitary pads to this initiative that I started? And
Hmm.
yes, Old Mutual Insure gave money, and I bought sanitary pads, and I was so excited, because there is no buyer sanitary pads. It's a
Yeah.
lot,
Yeah.
so I can share the sanitary pads with everyone. I literally had like I think 200 packs of sanitary pads, and
Wow.
I took 100 sanitary pads to Happiness Primary. I took some to Outer Park Secondary, and I started distributing it to the girls in the community also.
Amy, just out of
And
interest, Amy, sorry if I can interject you there.
not a problem.
Um, the people that donated or assisted in terms of sanitary pads, was
Yes.
it a mix of male and female, or was it predominantly females that sponsored or gave money towards this project?
Predominantly female. I had, I think, two guys who sponsored money into this
Hmm.
initiative. I must say, and it was, it wasn't only money for one sanitary pad, a packet
Yeah.
of sanitary pads. It was money where I could buy 5 or 6 sanitary packets of sanitary pads.
Wow.
You understand?
Wow.
So, yeah, it obviously, there was people that continued to ask me also, do you still need? And people kept giving,
Yeah.
and I was surprised because that is exactly what we needed at that time.
Yeah.
And I even sent out a message at that time, and I said thank you to everyone who participated in this initiative, because that's exactly what I needed at that time. And at that time I didn't even have a clue as to where I'm heading to with this project, because it's just
Yeah. Yeah.
something that was dropped into my spirit to say you need to do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then, as the word of God states, that we need to write down our vision. At one day I was sitting in bed and I just started writing down what is it that I want to do with this project.
Yeah.
And I remember I wrote down a whole lot of things that I would like to do. And I didn't even know that I'm going to implement this thing that God has laid in my mind. And but I trusted God at that time. And I said, God, you know why, and I trust you. And I know that you will lead me. It was applied to me, I'm simply amazed by how this whole project started, where I got the name from and everything. I went to Bible school.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm a student at Bible school, we were given an assignment. The assignment was to go and get one word, Kenneth, that
Yeah, yeah.
I think is what God wants me to live by. And it was tough, because I remember going back and saying to our bishop that, I couldn't get a word, but I'm trusting God to give me this word that I need that will have an impact with what God is about to do. And I continued and I prayed to God and I asked the Holy Spirit to guide me. Amazingly, the word that was dropped in my spirit was purpose. After this, I became excited and I started doing a lot of research. And this is when I just got to put it all in action. After I got the word purpose, it was like
Yeah.
God said, now I'm going to put you in the right position to live your purpose. Because
Yeah.
remember, in order for me to preach purpose to other people, I need to know what is my purpose.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes. So through guidance, through support, um, through prayers of our spiritual leaders, my spiritual leaders, Bishop Oral Theo Whitaker, Pastor
Yeah.
Crystal Whitaker, the late Apostle Violet Whitaker, um, my elders, young and old, we have people that's
Yeah. Yeah.
influential in our lives. Our elders, young and old, that I came to realize that I came to realize that I was a precious, priceless diamond that sparkles and that I'm created by God for a specific purpose. And this is how Sparkle was born. And that's why I called it the Sparkle Foundation.
Wow, wow, that's beautiful. I mean, how you got to the name. So it's all got that significance. It's got a story that you can
Most
tell to it. So
definitely.
it all links up to it. So Amy, how long have you been operational now?
So, this whole initiative started in 2015. It's still a baby. Um, we since grown from only giving sanitary pads to giving a dignity pack. I've also grown my group into numbers. At first, I used to work with it on my own. Now I have young girls as ambassadors of Sparkle, which one of
Hmm.
the girls is my daughter. She's 13 years
Yeah,
old now, Amy Amigo. And then I also have my sister-in-law's daughters, Noshana Amigo. And then I have another girl by the name of Zanele Khadebe. We work as a group. Then I obviously have my friends also. Whenever I
yeah,
have a program, they step into and say, where can they help? What can they do? Because this initiative is like, I look at it as one of the inspiring initiatives that we are busy working with. Because you realize when you work with it, you are touching a life. You are changing a life.
yeah, yeah. So Amy,
Yes.
I just like the wording that you used there. You mentioned something about a dignitary pack. And it's such a nice word. I love the sound of a dignitary pack. So can you please tell us what is included in that specific dignitary pack?
So the dignity pack consists of sanitary pads, a roll-on, toothpaste, and soap, face soap. The reason why I call it a dignity pack, Kenneth, is for a girl to withhold, to carry a dignity around, hygiene is very important. And when you look after yourself hygienically, you dignify yourself, and that's the reason why I call it a dignity pack. I sometimes, when the funds is more, when there's a lot of money, we even add a spray, a body spray to the dignity pack as well. And it doesn't stop there as well, Kenneth. We also do motivational leadership and entrepreneurial sessions with the girls. At the moment, I'm working at Happiness Primary and I'm working with the girls there. And it's quite interesting, the questions that the children ask, the way the way they are interested in understanding what is it that they need to do for themselves. Because remember, you going out there, you teach them. I teach them how to speak, how to use their body language, how to, how to activate the leader in you as a
Yeah.
person. Yes, how to activate the leader in you as a person. And Sparkle for me is not only about the dignity pack that we give out, it's about imparting wisdom into our young children, because that is what's going to take them, what's going to keep them, and is what's going to make them. They need to understand who they are, whose they are, because I believe that every young girl is designed to shine. And the
Wow.
only way that you're going to decide to shine is when you look after yourself hygienically, how you speak, and how you carry yourself.
Yeah. Well, maybe just if someone would like donate or to contribute to this brilliant initiative that you're doing, can you give me an idea or an estimate as to how much would one of those was it dignity packs
Yes, a
cost you?
dignity pack.
A dignity
So
pack.
yes. So one dignity pack costs you about, I would say the most for 50 rand for one.
Okay, so if someone would like to get in touch with you, they can get in touch with you with the number that's currently on the screen. And
Most definitely.
I mean, even if you help with one dignity pack, I mean,
Yes.
one would make a difference.
One would definitely make a difference.
Yeah,
Most
it's making a
definitely.
difference into one girl's life.
Oh
And I just
yes.
wanted to add on in conclusion to that, Amy. Um, I know kids are extremely harsh and they are cruel. So I
Yes.
mean, if you as a girl sit in class and you give a bit of an odor off, I
Yes.
mean, especially the boys. Okay, not the boys. I mean, kids in general. You will become a target, and you will become a target of bullying. And I think by supporting this initiative, we can eradicate bullying in schools as well.
Oh
Because
yes.
I mean, that's where it all starts. I mean, we know
Yes.
how
Most
what things
definitely.
are in schools.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, just quickly, I'd like us to move on
Okay.
to the next section of the topic now. Not so long ago, I went to one of the local grocery stores, in fact, the local spa. And whilst I was at the spa, so I just quickly went in, and because I needed to get a few things and I wanted to get out as quickly as possible. Now, in front of me, an old lady was standing ready to pay. Now, she had three items with her. She had a small sugar, a small rice, and just a third item. So the sugar, rice, and oil. Yeah, and the cashier, put the items through, and what the lady had to pay for it now. And she took out a little wallet from her pocket, emptied all the coins on the counter, and the cashier started counting the coins. But I could see from the look of the cashier that these items, the money won't cover the cost of these items. And the cashier looked at the lady, and the lady looked at the cashier, and it's like, what now? So I was, in a way, I was actually in a hurry. So I thought to myself, okay, I can see the situation here. I read into the situation, and I thought, okay, let me let me just do what I have to do. So I stepped up and I asked I said to the cashier, I'll pay by card. So I paid for the items, and this lady, she just looked at me, um, amazed, and it's as if she couldn't believe that someone else would pay for her items. And to me, it was not. I mean, it was just an what is that instinct? So instinct just kicked in, and I immediately just did what I had to do. But then I thought to myself afterwards, if I could have called my camera crew, I could have taken out my phone, I could have taken selfies. Imagine how good I would have looked on on Facebook. People would be ooh and ah and boo and ba, and because I did good to someone, and it didn't even come up to me to do something like that. And not so long ago, one of the celebrities actually did that. He paid for someone else's groceries as well. Um, so his camera crew actually took pictures of it, and it was on social media. And I just had a problem with that because I just feel that if you do good, you leave the camera at home. And I need to bring you in on this. Um, when you do good, when you hand out a sanitary, well, a dignity pack, do you take the camera with you?
No, Kenneth, not at all. Um, because I believe everything that you do, um, is not it's not for the publicity, it's for the
Mhm.
dignity of the next person. And I also think that when you start using the camera, you take the dignity away from the next person.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what I think. And it's all about assisting, it's all about serving. It's not
Yeah.
about you getting the media personality as to who you are, what you do, and why you do what you do. You
Yeah. Yeah.
understand?
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, so the reason why I'm asking this, and as I said in my introduction as well,
Yes.
during lockdown, a lot of people headed to the school and they started handing out food parcels.
Yes.
When they handed out the food parcels, the problem I had with it is just where the cameras are
The
involved.
cameras. Yes, the
Yeah, yeah.
cameras.
And my thinking, I don't know if it's just me. I mean, you can add your
Yes,
2 cents
yes.
worth to the comments. Um, if you have a take on this, my 2 cents word or my opinion in this is just, let's say for example I'm in desperate need of that dignity pack, and now you hand it over and you post it on social media. Don't you
Yes.
think you just take away the dignity of that specific person? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm in need of that, so I can't
Yes.
I can't decline it. And yet
Yes.
you want to publicize how in need I am
Yes.
of that
Yes.
specific product.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's the right way to go, or what's your opinion? What's your take, Amy, on that?
I don't think so. I need you to really pay specifically attention to how I'm going to answer you.
Hmm.
I specific don't think that it is a need for anyone to take photos when they give to the needy. It's not a requirement, but what I've seen in the lockdown, and also I'm mentioning this because I was one of the community leaders that was working in the community at the time, in the time of COVID-19, our level 5. I specifically was part of a group that was assisting with food parcels. I was assisting with, cooking food on a daily basis for the community. So what we've experienced at that time was, people would sow into this. They would donate. Let me say donate. Let me not sow into. Let me say they would donate money into this. So remember, because you are working in the public and you are using someone else's money or you're using someone else's funds, this people wants to see that you used it for the reason as to why they donated the money for. So
Hmm.
some of the beneficiaries would ask for you to take pics for their own specific reason. Maybe they are accountable to a company that needs to see that there's proof that this amount of money was used for this reason. But when we would take photos at that time, I'm specifically talking about the initiatives that went out last year in level lockdown, the level 5 lockdown period. We would make sure that we don't take it with people's faces on. You understand what I'm saying? You would
Yeah,
just take
yeah.
photos of the activity
Okay,
and
yeah,
not, yes, you would take photos of the activity and not of the actual people and post it on social media. Because, like I said, you take away the dignity of the next person.
yeah.
Not everyone wants everyone else to know that I'm in need,
Yes, yeah, exactly.
unfortunately. that is what I experience, and that's what I'm saying. Not everyone wants to know that other people that, like, if I was in need, I wouldn't want maybe someone to know that I'm in need. But the next person, you also do get people that, you know, they are so happy to see when
Mm.
someone comes out to help. They so happy, they actually want to take photos with you. I'm saying
Yes,
this
yeah,
because I've experienced it. But
yeah,
then we would specifically say, please don't post the photos on social media, because that
yeah,
is not the publicity that we need. Do you understand what
yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah,
So there's a different feel about when you do good, leave the camera at home. There's a
yeah,
different understanding, and I also believe that there's different reasons. However, I'm saying, based on what I do with the Sparkle project, what I would do if I have a program, we would either record the program, you know, for the Facebook page. We would
yeah, yeah,
record the what you call it, the activities. But when it comes to the time of, you know, giving the beneficiaries, giving out the dignity packs and all these things, we would prefer not to take the photos, because you already took photos of the event. It's not necessary for you to take photos of the actual items that you are donating to the young girls,
yes,
because
yeah,
we call it dignity packs. We want you to, your dignity to be restored, because, you know, children, like you mentioned earlier, there's bullying that happens. So
yeah,
um if I give to a one child and a privileged child see, and then, yeah, you die gekry by die auntie, julle het nie geld by die
yeah.
huis. You know, children are like that with each other.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I work with children, so I know that. So to curb that, we would prefer to not do that. Do you understand?
yeah,
So
brilliant.
my view is, leave the camera at home. If you don't want to leave the camera at home, use it for the activities. Don't use it to expose people. Don't use it to boost your ego. Are you with me, Kenneth?
That's right, Amy. So I think that's brilliant, and I do like that take on it. Obviously, if you're watching, you could have your own opinion on this, and you could. I'd like you to take part in this discussion by commenting. Do you think it is the right thing to leave the camera at home, or do you think, yeah, let's take pictures, let's publicize what we're doing, because people need to know what good we are doing. I don't know what's your take on it. I'd love you to leave me your comment so that we can take this discussion further in some other time. Amy, I think this has come to an end of our 30 minutes together.
Oh yes.
I'd like to thank you so much for coming out and chatting to us about this wonderful initiative.
Yes.
I'm definitely going to be one of your biggest supporters in this initiative, because I
Thank you
like the
very
idea
much.
of that dignity pack and the
Yes,
way
yes,
you're restoring dignity to the young
yes,
girls. As I said, I do
yes.
come from education, and I know what happens in a classroom. I mean, kids can be cruel, and
Oh
I mean,
yes.
and especially with Women's Month, I think we need to change that perception, especially these young girls that we are now dignifying, that we are now changing the perception of. I think it's important, especially in Women's Month and going forward, because one day they're going to be the ladies, they're going to be
Oh
the adults.
yes. Oh
Yeah,
yes.
we need to restore that dignity now.
Oh
And
yes.
yeah, so and I'm calling on people that are watching the show tonight. I have had this discussion with a few of my friends as well. Um,
Mhm.
if you would like to donate or contribute to this project, you're welcome to contact Amy on the contact number at the bottom of the screen. You can also like her Facebook page. It's
Oh yes.
Sparkle. It's not the Sparkle, it's Sparkle. Yeah, so
Yes.
like her Facebook page and join in this wonderful initiative.
Yes.
Amy, on that note, I'm going to say thank you for joining me and have a good evening.
Thank you very much, Kenneth. You too. It was really an honor to be on your show. Thank you very much. Keep doing good and keep doing what you are doing. Keep sparkling.
Thanks, Amy. Thanks. So, guys, once again, If you're watching on the Facebook Live page, head over to the YouTube channel and hit the subscribe button. If you're on the YouTube watching from the YouTube channel, please don't forget to hit the like button. Guys, on that note, I'm going to love and leave you until the next time we have our show. Have a good evening.